Hey everyone, this is Jesse from DarkstormReviews.com and welcome to Comics and Talks, Superman Doomed So Far with Beer. I normally write my comic book reviews under the title Bagged and Boarded on the DarkstormReviews.com website, but I've been wanting to try video reviews for a while, and since I've been buying all these Doomed books and hadn't read any of them until yesterday, I thought this would be a good way to try out doing video reviews. I'm going to talk about all 7 issues individually and what I think of Doomed so far. But first, we're going to try Wells Banana Bread Beer. 5.2 ABV, and it says there's actual bananas in here, but also banana flavors. Never had a banana beer before. I've had a lot of fruit beers. Some taste just like fruity, crappy drinks, and others are actually quite good. Don't really know what to expect from this one. I've never had a banana one before. Also, I had my second eye injection yesterday, but well, it's a little fizzy, not much of a head, and my eye is not nearly as red as the first time, which means the doctor did not nick as many blood vessels as before, so that was neat. So anyways, oh, color is a nice sort of rusty, coppery sort of color. Oh, I smell the bananas. Not very strong though. It's pretty nice. It's not overpoweringly banana-y. You know, it doesn't taste like a banana liqueur at all, which I have tried, and that's way too sweet. Quite a lot of carbonation, and it does taste like banana bread rather than just bananas, and it still tastes like a beer. That's a big problem with a lot of beers that have fruit or fruit flavorings in them. Flavorings is the worst. You can always tell when it's not real fruit in there, but sometimes they'll just taste like fizzy pop with alcohol in them, and it doesn't taste like beer. This still tastes like a beer, so this is pretty decent. Still tastes like a beer, and it's got a bit of a banana bread taste. Yeah, not overpowering at all. It's there, but just there, just enough. It's pretty good. So let's get to the Doomed books. So first up is Superman Wonder Woman number 7. This is a prelude to Doom and is really unnecessary. I only bought the first issue of this series when it came out. I thought it was okay, but I didn't like it enough to keep buying them. So I picked this up because it said prelude to Doom, but most of the issue is basically it's an aftermath of whatever story arc was before this, something about sending Zod back to the Forbidden Zone, or Phantom Zone, sorry. So that's mostly what it is, and like you see Doomsday coming up, like causing trouble up, coming up from the ocean. Yeah, there he is. So I mean, like, it's got some neat artwork in here and of Doomsday and stuff, but I mean, overall, I mean, if you don't follow this regularly, I would not recommend going out to find this if you want to get into Doomsday, or you're into Doomsday right now, the Superman Doomed. I keep saying Doomsday. It's called Superman Doomed. If you want to get into that, or you already are, and you were thinking about getting this, I really don't recommend it. My favorite part of this issue is actually the last page, which looks like a really cool movie poster. Rise, with his fist coming out of the water. That's really cool, but it's not really worth $3.99. Yeah. Up next is Superman 30, which is also a prelude to Superman Doomed, but much better than the Superman Wonder Woman book, because this is the beginning of a new arc, new story. So I mean, overall it just works much better, and I really like the artwork by Ed Dennis, assuming that's how you pronounce his name. Always like his stuff. There's a nice page of soups right there. And there's this other dude here, the Eradicator of Worlds, who comes to see him right there. He destroys planets when their time has come, sort of thing. Oh, not him specifically, just an Eradicator, I think, is born. But he tells Superman that he will be responsible for the destruction of the Earth. And Lois Lane is being turned into a 12th level intellect by the Collector there. So overall, I mean, this was pretty good. I still wouldn't say you need to pick this up. Like if you want to get into Superman Doomed and you don't want to get every issue, every tie-in, you don't really need this, but it was pretty good. Up next is Superman Doomed #1 one-shot. They call it a one-shot, but I know there's a second one coming out in August. But anyway, you do need to pick this one up if you want to get into Superman Doomed. Unfortunately, it's $4.99, but unlike a lot of books that, you know, are 10 pages longer or double-sized and cost another $1 or $2, I don't feel this was heavily padded. It moves really fast, lots of great action. I love this splash page of Doomsday, really, really cool. Artwork by Ken Lashley. It's written by Scott Lobdell, Charles Soule, and Greg Pak. It's well written, moves great. Doomsday just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And towards the end, or at the end rather, he seems to have been destroyed by Superman. But then he gets infected. Which happens. Action Comics #31. This is Infected Chapter 1. You do kind of need to pick this up if you want to follow Doomed. I haven't picked up Action since Grant Morrison's run ended, and one thing I always disliked about Action was the backup story. I was always paying an extra $1 for a story I didn't really care or want, and I didn't really like any of them, except I think there was one I kind of liked. That was about it. Anyway, there's no backup story in this, which made me happy. There's 3 pencilers on this, though, which is not usually ever a good thing. But anyway, Superman's become infected from all the Doomsday dust that he inhaled when he killed Doomsday. And so he's becoming angrier, he's having violent daydreams until he thinks he's had another violent daydream, taking out, this scene here. He takes out a helicopter with some hunters on board, but turns out he really did it. And he goes to the Fortress of Solitude, which won't let him in because his DNA is changing. There's another picture there. And there's a lot going on with Lex Luthor pretending to be a good guy, wanting to get a hold of Superman again. That's some Hey, Superman Wonder Woman #8, Chapter 2 of Infected. Out of the 7 Doomed books so far, this was my favorite. I really like this a lot. It's really good. Artwork is by Tony Daniel, who I've been a big fan of since the 90s when he drew the 10th for Image. So this story is about Clark has gone missing, and Diane is trying to find him, and it goes back and forth between now when she's found him in his apartment and the events leading up to that. There's a really cool little scene here where she's communicating telepathically with a soldier, which she can do now because she's war. That's pretty neat. And then she's looking for Batman later on. He's just driving along in his Batmobile there, and then boom, she just lands right on the hood of the Batmobile there. Batman, we need to talk. That's really cool. I like that a lot. So yeah, just like overall, this was really. Oh yeah, and this scene here. Hope I'm not spoiling too much here. Superman there with his Doomsday infection there. It looks kind of like the Hulk transforming there a little bit there. So yeah, this was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Batman Superman #11, Chapter 3 of Infected. Should have been called Batman Wonder Woman because there is no Superman in this. Batman and Wonder Woman go into the Phantom Zone looking for Doomsday's origin, and they find Mongul, the Ghost Soldier, and the Phantom King. One of them gets brought back out at the end to help with the Doomsday problem somehow. There's 3 pencilers on this, which is, not a great thing. The artwork changes quite a bit in here. But I mean, overall, this was pretty good. I liked it. Just didn't blow me away, especially after Superman Wonder Woman #8. And lastly, for now anyway, is Superman 31, Chapter 4 of Infected. I liked this issue. It was decent, but it felt pretty disjointed, not very well focused, especially with the whole Lois Lane becoming the 12th level intellect, which, I mean, I guess that should be really cool. There she is there. I just don't find that part of the story very interesting. I'm a lot more interested in the whole Superman being infected by Doomsday thing. That's a lot cooler. And there's that is a creepy Superman right there. Did I help? Yeah, and that's for the raw result of his infection, of course. Yeah, so he shows up at the end with the Teen Titans. He's worried about the Teen Titans all of a sudden. That's another reason I felt this issue was not very well focused. It's just like Teen Titans at the end. So what? I don't know. Like I said, it's a decent issue. I liked it, but it's not the best of the bunch. But overall, I'm enjoying Superman Doomed. I think it's pretty good. You don't need all 7 of these issues, like I've said, but I do recommend picking it up if you like Superman, or maybe you haven't picked up any Superman books for a while. This is a pretty good Superman story. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm Jesse from DarkStormReviews.com. Thanks very much for watching, and see ya!